Hey, all you folks out there. So, whenever I share my heart, it's typically about life. And it's typically about love. And it's typically about freedom. Well, those are all three things that I'd like to talk with you tonight about. You've seen these challenges posted all over Facebook and YouTube, right? You've seen the guy who's standing in the shower and he begins to pour a substance onto his chest. And because he's close to the water, he thinks it's a good idea to go ahead and then light that on fire. And he doesn't take into account that his clothes could catch fire, or that he could inhale the flames, or that he could no longer be alive after the fun game is over. Yeah, you've seen those challenges, right? Well, parents, teenagers, I'd like to tell you about a new one that I learned about tonight. Let me tell you how I learned about it. My son came home and had a huge punk knot on the side of his head. And when I began to inquire about this punk knot, because my son is important to me and his well-being is important to me, he begins to tell me about this game called the pass-out game. Now, kids, I'm not telling you this so that you'll rush out and try it. I'm telling you this so that you will do your homework and you will figure out, since you're so grown up, what the things are that you're doing can actually do to your life. So yes, go look it up, go research it, educate yourselves on the pros and cons, okay? Parents, listen to me. This game is where our teenagers are bending at the waist and they're hyperventilating for 30 seconds. Not telling you to do it, just telling you how it's done, because it's killing our kids. All right? Okay, so then after they've hyperventilated, they have one of their friends press on their sternum, press on the very organ that is keeping them alive, and press the air that's still trapped in their lungs into their lung tissue. And then they pass out. In my son's situation, he passed out onto the ground and hit his head. And not only did he hit his head, so now he's not getting any kind of oxygen, correct? You following me? Well, now his friend, who is freaking out, begins to slam his head into the ground to wake him up. As I listened to him tell me the story, I began to get more angry and more angry, not at the fact that my son had done this game, or the fact that he was so open and honest and shared it with me, but because there was something that almost took my child's life. And I have a problem with that, you see, because I love him and I want him to stick around. You teenagers, we want you to stick around. So listen to me. I began to research, which I'd like you to do as well. I began to research this game, and what did I find? I found that time and time again, out of so many of these pass-out fun party night games, there were deaths. Let me tell you about these deaths. One boy who was having the time of his life fell onto a glass, and it cut the artery in his neck, and before the ambulance even got there, he was no longer alive. And then there was a girl who fell and snapped the bone in her leg. And then there was another girl who fell, and then she fell into grand mal seizures and was in a coma. Now, this is what makes me angry, is that I could have potentially gotten a phone call that my beautiful son, whom I saw first thing this morning, was no longer with us, and then I needed to begin to plan his funeral. And I began to think about his life and all of those years and all the beautiful dreams that I've got for him. Teenagers, we dream for you. Your life is important. Go read about what this game can potentially do to you before you go ahead and give it a shot. I encourage you not to do so. We dream for you. Parents, I began to think about my beautiful, amazing son, and I realized that I had not been keeping up with some things that were going on in teenagers' lives. I tell you, between work and between working out and between ball games and river trips and all kinds of things, the war in Gaza, there's a lot of stuff going on. And I think for a moment that I forgot that there's a lot of things in this world that are not looking out for our best interest. And the majority of the time, we are at the wheel. Tonight, teenagers, parents, know what this game is and know what it is that you're signing up for. You are important. We dream for you. Think again. Love you.